Well, good morning to you. And as always, we have to look at all the issues on big issues. But I would want to say for all of you who say that you're ardent watchers of the show, we're grateful. Myself and the rest of the team, Bella, Kukiti, as well as everybody on the production team. We love you as well. Just make sure that you get on to TV3 Ghana. It's across Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. You'll find us streaming. Just in case you find us streaming, please make sure you share as well. And let us know what you think. You know, the commentary is always important. So, for example, Prince Anani Selassie is always sending us messages. We have Money, always sending us messages. But I would want to say good morning to some distinguished friends of mine, especially the 2013 batch of the Bishop Herman College, as well as the Past Ola Girls Association. They call them Bobu Poga. They want to have some great initiative marking their, well, I have to say graduation from the school. So the marking anniversary from this very period of July. And so Bobu Pogas, we call my old school, as well as our girls in Ola. And I have some great individuals in there. Derek Kwashi, you're currently at the law school. That's the big one. So we're all rooting for you. Roberta Kofa Ankude, you're a past student of Ola Girls. Salichi Freeman, one of the great leaders of the group as well. And then Wanda Ago. Good morning to you. And I'll be there for that lunch you will be having. And Bobu Poga is going to be growing stronger and stronger. And Derek Kwashi, you do some great work. Thank you for the big ups and all the things that you tend to do. Make sure that you stay with them. Now, what we want to do today is to have some introspection. What organized labor did say. Before I do that, let me just introduce my guest for the morning. I have Awal Mohammed. He's representing the president right here, as well as the governing MPB's communication team. Distinguished gentleman. How are you, Awal?
I'm fine, thank you.
Salam alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Yeah, how did you spend your holidays?
It was okay. I was in Kumasi. I came last night.
Oh, nice. You were with Dr. Baumia?
No, I was with the family.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Somebody who was with the family, but right here in Accra is Eduji Tamaklu. And he's a legal practitioner. We all know him. He's very calm. Don't be in your elements. Please cool down. Let me be like Titus Glover. Don't be mischievous. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Roland, and good morning to my brother, Awal. And yeah.
All right. Now, the TUC had been telling something to the president. And this time, they means no words while they had the president at that event. And this is what they said.
I believe that government can lead us out of this crisis by cutting all non-essential expenditures, including the need to stop spending our hard-earned revenue on the National Cathedral. I'm sure the president will have something to say about this, but we disagree. In fact, comrades, it will be better to convert the project into a national hospital. COVID-19 and the war in Ukraine have only exposed the weakness of our economy and the economic policy framework that has guided economic management in Ghana in the last 40 years. The reason Ghana has had to seek IMF support almost every 3 years is largely due to the flaws in the way our economy has been managed based on the neoliberal free market ideology. We would like to reiterate our well-known position that the IMF program can never take us out of this crisis. Our history of engagements with the IMF provides ample evidence that IMF-sponsored programs and policies cannot change our economic circumstances. Another IMF program will only impose more economic burden on us. We have to change the situation ourselves as Ghanaians. We believe strongly that government can lead us out of this crisis. And the government can do so by cutting expenditure on non-essentials, including the need to stop spending our hard-earned revenue on a national cathedral.
And that said, Awal, it looks like organized labor is really not happy with government.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, and good morning to our cherished viewers.
Roland, I was just thinking, I mean, in terms of the things, when the TUC spoke, right, the president responded, and Awal is his rep. So if anything, let me have the one who should be speaking.
No, let Awal. Please go ahead.
You are giving them double bite.
I think there's no way you find the TUC or organized labor always agree with government, especially in terms of the policies that government may roll out. But I can only say that this government has the plight of workers at heart, looking at what has happened from last year when the government in itself said we are in economic crisis. You remember when the president came and addressed the nation, said we are in economic crisis. But nobody, there is no single worker who lost his job from last year up to today. And even that time, you remember in July, organized labor went to government and said the cost of living was very high, and they believe that government can do something about it. If you look at the 2021-2022 budget that was read in 2021, we did not capture cost of living allowance, but government has to find a way to give public sector workers 15% cost of living allowance, which was not even budgeted for between July last year and December this year. And again, if you check the increment of salaries, since we started implementing the single spine salary structure, the highest we have gotten is this year. That is the 30% that has happened, and there is also a 10% adjustment on minimum wage rate, and also at least the public sector, the private sector to the tripartite worked on a 15% cost of living allowance for private sector. So if you check, and we are in economic crisis that we all believe we are in, and the government has not minced words by saying this, but still the plight of workers is at the heart of the president.
Are you sure? Because government mismanages the economy and then gives some paltry sums, and then you say that the plight of workers or ordinary Ghanaians are the hearts of...
How do you make that conclusion that the government has mismanaged the economy? How do you make that...
The numbers just don't speak for themselves. The government is the manager of the economy.
So every government in this in the world has managed its economy. Yesterday, even the US has said that they cannot really, in the coming weeks, they will not even get money. Yes, that's the US. They said in the coming weeks they can't even pay their debt if something is not being taken care of. So does that mean they also mismanage the economy? There are some exogenous shocks that we all are aware. And I told you that even with the crisis that we're in, we're able to really pay 15% cost of living allowance from July to December, which we did not budget for. Again, this is the highest workers have gotten since we started implementing the single spine salary structure, with a 30% increment in salary adjustment. It should tell you that indeed this government, even though
the economic metrics or indicators have deteriorated. It's the worst we've seen in the Fourth Republic.
It's the worst every country has seen. So I'm saying that it's the worst every country has seen. Tell me which country in the world that is not facing economic challenges like this. Initially, we used to talk about our neighbors, the Côte d'Ivoire. Our economy is even bigger than theirs. And they are also at IMF right now. Ghana is the second biggest economy in West Africa. It's the 8th biggest economy in Africa. And you're telling me that we have mismanaged that economy?
We have not.
No.
Have you read the latest Fitch report?
You see, these are rating agencies.
We've gone back to debt default.
Yeah, I'm saying that it's true that we are in challenges. I've admitted that indeed we are in economic challenge. But at least the numbers and the interventions by government. We're talking about organized labor. And I'm telling you that these interventions by government at least tells you that government will not shortchange or, organized labor. And these are glaring interventions that we can all see. Again, I listened to Yaba, and he said we should convert the National Cathedral into...
He said it's a waste of expenditure, really.
Yes, I mean, there are a lot of people who have really said certain things about the National Cathedral and so on. I once met a pastor and we were talking, and he told me that the numerous stadia that we built in this country, he has never benefited because he doesn't even like football. He doesn't even know the benefit of a stadia.
Football is business.
Yes, but National Cathedral, who told you, is for free. At least we generate some revenue from the National Cathedral.
The church is business?
But no, we'll generate some revenue. I said we'll generate some revenue from the National Cathedral because people will not use it for free.
The TUC says it's an expenditure in futility.
Yes, we have 111 hospitals because initially I heard him say we should convert it into a hospital. We're building 111 hospitals across the country. Even with economic challenges, they're still ongoing. When I was coming, when you check Ingirisi, that's at Tiwa West, it's completed. It's been painted. It's only left with the fittings and doors. That's all. It's completed, and there are numerous of them at various stages of completion.
The La General Hospital.
Yes, but I didn't say. I didn't mention
3 years.
I didn't mention that one. I said we're building 111, and there are various stages of completion. I have not said that we have really completed
the
all.
thing hasn't started from the ground. You say it's at various levels.
Yes, but I said 111. So if, for instance, if you come to my district, Asawasi constituency, we are earmarked to build one there. When the contractors came and they did all the surveillance, they felt that the plot of land Asokore Mamponhini gave us will not be able to build because it's really a marshy area. So we will not get a better hospital there. So now it has been redesigned to be sent to the airport area. So it has not started. But that doesn't mean that it will not start. So we have 111. So we have enough health infrastructure that we don't need to convert an already started project into a hospital project. So this government really is committed to at least the welfare of Ghanaians, especially the workers of this country.
By pumping money into a project that hasn't even started off.
What has not started
the
from
cathedral? Still, have you seen the site
from
an
the picture,
area view?
But the picture that you're showing, the foundation in itself is about 30 to 40% of the project. So if you are at the foundation level, look, you just want to see pillars on top to say that it has started. No, you start from foundation. Even the clearing of the place and alone. When you check, when you call the expert, they will tell you the percentage of completion there. It's not really 1% or 0% there, because there is a foundation that has been started. Their call is okay. Everyone has the right to really participate in the discourse. But we are doing a lot of health infrastructure that it has never happened in the history of this country.